Hey guys, today we're going to be watching Frat Bros Are the Worst by Papa Meat. Let's get into it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it.
Back to the Papa Meat channel. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on sit down, because today we're going to talk about fraternities. As the summer winds down and fall air begins to blow in.
Barely know anything about fraternities. I know they're just like, I think they're just like a club.
High school seniors get excited to start a new year and head off to college.
I know frat bros, they have a negative stigma with them.
Going to college gives us numerous options for socializing and choosing whom to hang out with, right? One of the most popular routes for male students is joining a frat or fraternity. These organizations on surface appear modest and draw in wealthy members to fund their events and parties, right? Or hang out, maybe have a couple brews. However, in recent years, numerous disturbing and insane stories have emerged detailing what it's really like to be a part of Greek life. But in order, stories have emerged detailing what
this looks like it's from like boot camp for the U.S. Marines.
It's really like to be a part of Greek life. But in order to understand how it got that way, we first need to learn what are fraternities. Which buckle in. Fraternities, also known as Greek Brotherhood, are organizations that offer students social and academic opportunities, if you want to say that. There's some that are prestigious. I think the vast majority, at least of my friends that were in frats at state schools and such, usually they're state school organizations where guys can be pals together and they can drink, right? I would say the vast majority of people just use it as an excuse to endlessly party for 4 out of 4 years of their college life, is what I would say.
Sometimes 6 to 8.
Sometimes 6 to 8. Van Wilder! Do you think people even are going to know what Van Wilder is anymore? Was that a deep cut now?
Yeah, feel like it. Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool! Dating back to 1776, the fucking year this country was founded, these organizations can be found nationwide, with each fraternity having hundreds
this is as old as the USA.
Hundreds of chapters. To join the Brotherhood, members undergo a lengthy process that begins with what is called rushing. And rushing takes place during Rush Week and is a special time when the fraternities host meetups, cookouts, and gaming nights, and this allows members to meet potential new brothers and explain the rules and values of their fraternity. Do you think the Freemasons are a frat?
The ancient frat.
Following Rush Week, the fraternity will select people they believe will fit into their organization and conduct both formal and informal interviews. And after all that's complete, potential members will be sent a bid that contains
Brothers of Delta Epstein chapter of Delta Beta extends to Hunter Hancock.
an offer
September 6, 2011. That's very
to join. That's not all. New members are also expected to pay dues. These payments can range from $2,000 to $1,000 per semester to maintain their membership in the fraternity.
How much?
These payments can range from $2,000 to $1,000 per semester.
So you gotta pay like thousands of dollars to be in
to maintain their membership in the fraternity. This doesn't include other fees such as housing, food, clothing, and various other charges that differ from chapter to chapter.
Are they buying new clothes?
Some fraternity houses are huge and luxurious with things like private chefs, cleaners, and game rooms, all which add to the cost of being in the frat. These are Nepo baby frats. And despite criticism of paying for friends, I don't do that. All of my employees, I don't pay to have friends. They would hang out with me on their own.
Yeah, that check didn't clear for last weekend.
Okay. Not if, when Nike.
Meta?
2 ads?
Last time you got a replacement Frank at Fins and Friends.
Get out.
Some fraternities such as Sigma and Alpha Epsilon, Sigma Chi, Chi, and Lambda Chi Alpha have over 280,000 members nationwide. And once you accept your bid and Chi Alpha,
you thought I wouldn't notice? Who's that? Who's that? Well, is she the only one with a... No, this dude doesn't have one either. I was talking about the necklace.
Have over 280,000 members nationwide. And once you accept your bid and pay your fees, you officially join the organization as a pledge. And during this period, you undergo further evaluation to determine if you're a good fit.
Right, is this like a job thing?
for the Brotherhood, right? You're
Evaluation?
basically an army at that point.
Yeah.
Soldier.
Sigma Chi, yo, Illinois chapter, nice to meet you. Michigan chapter, dude. So
Joining the
that's
National
so
Guard.
sick. I go to a state school. I'm a business major. Hey, what do you major in? Business, mostly. Plan on taking over Pop's Chevy dealership when I get out of here. So trying to get, just a little bear trap for that later on. Any man going to a state school, they're a business major.
Or it's psychology. Women, psychology, men, business.
Or philosophy. I've seen
So, if there's a girl.
some guys do that too.
To be like Jordan Peterson.
And I'm like, where do you work now? They're like, I'll work at a car wash. I work at my dad's car wash. Traditionally, this phase was meant for learning and bonding. And however, over the years, it has developed a bad reputation due to a new ritualistic practice called hazing. Which is primarily why I wanted to make this video, because we cover a lot of weird stuff on this channel, and hazing is one of the most cruel and weird pieces of culture known to man. It's also so oddly accepted. Being a slave and basically being tortured is accepted in a modern day culture.
Yeah.
Hazing is a common ritual in which new members are subjected to humiliating activities such as embarrassing stunts.
Yeah, see.
It's a common ritual in which new members are
As soon as I gotta put on a diaper, I'm leaving.
subjected to humiliating activities such as embarrassing stunts or eating gross foods, or Limp Bizkit. It's not just a band name. Why don't you look up what Limp Bizkit is on your own?
I know what that
Play with your
is.
friends.
You taught me that.
However, some frats go too far and push their
What?
duties on your
What'd
own.
you say?
Play with your friends.
You taught me that.
However, some frats go too far and push their
What you mean taught you that? Is Hunter doing something with his employees?
new pledges to the absolute limits.
Does he do that
The
with
Sigma Chi
interns?
frat was suspended after forcing drugs on a new pledge during a hazing ritual.
Oh.
You like being drugged by your pals? By your brothers? Come on, dude. Do you want to be your brother or not? He's like, there are demons and shit hovering over him. He's like, on his back.
Do you think they're doing ayahuasca?
I like to think that they're doing ayahuasca. I also like to think that they're just like, here, I dip this menthol cigarette in bleach, smoke it. Dude,
Won't that make you blind?
I'd do
Who
anything for
knows?
the Brotherhood. Oh, his eyes are just completely like black. Oh, one pledge was forced to stay inside the fraternity for a week as a part of his ritual, and at some point, some other member. One pledge was
At least they're very accepting. At least they're accepting. Is that the Iraq flag too? They're very accepting, huh?
forced to stay inside the fraternity for a week as a part of his ritual.
In these leases, in the frats. Oh, is this like a protest against frats?
And at some point, some other members of the fraternity strapped him down, blindfolded him, and force-fed him cocaine. Dude, that's so sick. And we have to go to the game later. I'm meeting Chelsea at the game and we're getting fucking zooted at the game. Give me some of that Zaza. At the time of this incident, the frat was already under disciplinary suspension for previous drug-related incidents off campus.
So they're
And
known
members
for
of the
this.
fraternity
They're known
reserved
for this.
rooms at a resort under the name UCF Finance Club. And during their stay, police responded to multiple reports of fraternity members engaging in loud, rough sex and smoking weed. Dude, I got so fucking high. I'm tanked, bro.
Get these guys out
After
of
the
here.
hazing ritual was reported to the university, the chapter was shut down entirely. But some fraternities get creative with their hazing rituals in order to work around their university's anti-hazing policies. At Zeta Beta Tau, new members had to compete in a
Tau?
strange challenge as part of their hazing.
Warhammer?
Coined the pig roast.
Do you want to guess what that
Uh-oh.
is?
The pig roast, if I had to guess.
They put something. Do they just like? What's that guy's? You know, do you just put a pole up your butt?
Before. Pig roast almost makes it seem it's like an Eiffel Tower where they like tie somebody up and butt fuck him and shove their cock in his face too.
Pretty close.
Oh.
Let's see how close I got. Coined the pig roast, this competition pitted each member against each other with the goal of sleeping with the fattest woman they could find.
Oh.
Fat chicks, should have saw it coming. Dude, ew, you want a porky pig? That's fucked up, dude.
Is he doing galaxy
There might
gas?
literally be nothing I hate. Well, I hate a lot of things on this planet, but one of them, add it to the list, is any man who goes to a state college. I can't stand it.
I went to state college.
I can't stand you. So it perfectly lines up. Planets are aligned. The
Well, what's not this camera guy? Does Hunter even like him?
challenge began with the
I feel
frats
like every
sending
video they just argue.
out a group of pledges to local bars and parties to pick up women, aka fucking porkers. The larger they were, the more points that were awarded to the
If she ain't 280, she ain't a lady, you know what I mean?
Pledge. It was encouraged to sleep with as many women as
Trying to get some extra butter on my toast.
possible so that you could stack up your points, right? In the event of a tie, whoever slept
So are the points like how much she weigh? How do you get her weight without being like, with her being like, oh yeah, sure, I'll give you my weight.
with the biggest girl won the competition. Members also got additional points for finding ways
Are you just doing it by eyeballing it?
to humiliate the women after the exchange was over. Hey, Kelly? Yeah? You want to watch Barn?
Why is that so funny?
Hey, Kelly?
Oh, you did not have to put the filter on.
Yeah? You want to watch Barnyard?
Yeah.
Does that count as points? They're like, no. He's like, has sex with the hottest chick. Dude, you're so fat. Am I zooted, guys? Is the huzz sitting right next to me or what?
What do you think they were doing to humiliate
chuz,
them? Just
chopped
like
huzz.
calling them fat ass or like Porky Pig?
Probably. I know there's also the walk of shame where as soon as she walks out, everyone's like standing there like, oh my god, ew, you're fat. Maybe that stuff. Maybe that stuff. Or he's just like, hey, remember when I said I wore a condom? You should go kill that fucking thing quick.
What?
Dude, 2 points for Bryce. He fucking rules.
I almost got pig roasted in high school.
What?
Fat? Well,
Okay. Were you the pig or were you getting roasted?
someone who's overweight. It was after
A big fat girl.
She's like, man, I'm so horny. And then she opened up her glove compartment. She's like, I have all these condoms. And then threw them on top of me. And she's like, and I have a morning after pill just in case. And she wanted to f me. And I was like,
You said, sorry, no fat chicks?
yeah, I just pretended to sleep.
Yeah. As soon as the big girl starts talking to you at the bar, you're like, oh my god, why aren't you looking at me?
Well, then my fear was, well, what happens if she like saw this as an opportunity? She's like, I'm gonna get mine.
Are you saying that she's going to take advantage of you, Nick?
Well, that's what, then I thought, what would I?
Well, have you seen...
Too big to fend off. Help! I hope the sleep tactic works.
Awful. Awful.
She was our DD, but she was more drunk than I was.
Dude,
Dungeon Master?
college, am I right? Dude, she was
Or
our
designated driver?
DD, but I thought she was drinking cherry limeades and eating Little Debbie oatmeal cream cakes, but actually, it was just birth control and Budweiser. Her big fat leg comes over and you're just like, oh no. That's also such a guy mentality though too. Well, I guess I gotta do it. No saying no to this. I won't tell anybody though. This fat girl will stay my secret. Also, we should have saved this for the end of this segment. Anyways, once you got done sleeping with someone, pledges were required to come back and describe the event in detail to confirm their points. It was sick. And I opened it up and it was like, and it was just smelled like bacon and it was so, she was making pig sounds. Dude, and they're like, dude, Trevor, yes, that is so fucking tight, man. Many female students on campus were disgusted by the behavior.
Yeah, of
Wet
course.
blankets, right? When Cornell learned about
What you say?
on campus, when disgusted by the behavior. God, wet blankets, right? When Cornell learned about it was in Cornell. When Cornell learned about the challenge, it launched an investigation and the fraternity was placed on probation for 2 years. In addition to the probation, an in-house advisor was required to be present at the fraternity at all times to ensure that such an incident would not happen again. First off, I just want to say that's a show waiting to happen. Cornsworth, could you just let us these fat chicks? What if you hurt their feelings? Don't go out without this. Thanks, Cornsworth. No one told me that. Wouldn't that be sick?
Well, I was gonna say, is the guy just standing there at all times?
Hey! Well, yeah, what's he gonna do? That girl is comically large. Ask her
No point cheating.
to leave, brush your teeth, and go to bed.
Oh yeah, that'd be even more humiliating. You're not partaking in a pig roast, are you?
Yeah, he has his measuring tape.
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft
Yes.
Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift cards from Roblox.
Oh my god, really? Didn't ask.
It doesn't even go all the way around. Daniel, tell the young woman good night and have her pig hooves off the wood in this house. He's making fun of you. He's going to finish in you and he's going to laugh about it later with Steven over there. Steven's like, He's right. Cornsworth, you're such a hawk, man. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I love that. I would watch that show. Cornsworth, that's my sister. My bad. He's also Sly himself. I didn't see her on the visitor log. Cornsworth.
I like that.
I like it.
What would you call it? Cornsworth?
Alpha Beta Cornsworth. In hazing rituals, members try to humiliate new pledges as much as possible, and these rituals can take many forms, physical challenges to public humiliations. At Yale University, the fraternity Delta Kappa Epsilon was banned off the campus for hazing ritual that involved obscene chants. What do you think it was? What kind of chants do you think it was? It's probably fine. What?
I wonder what a drunk, probably white, rich kid would be saying as chants that were considered obscene. I wonder what motivates people to join this, bro? They just want to be like, are they people that are like, I'm so lonely, I want to do this. I'll pay how much money you want. I'll do anything. Just be my friend. Those type of people, or are they like, nah, I just want to go here.
One night, students awoke to see a line of blindfolded pledgers walking the campus screaming, "No means yes, yes means anal. No means yes, yes means and my name is Jack. I'm a necrophiliac. I f dead women and fill them with my semen." That one doesn't even rhyme.
They had the
They're just saying shit at that point.
Jack and necrophiliac. That was
Jack necrophiliac, come. The frat received immediate backlash from women's groups on campus, and a petition was created to remove the organization from Yale's campus. What a bunch of fucking wet blankets, dude.
Jaw dropped at them, bro.
It's a fucking joke. I would never fucking dead like chick. My girlfriend's very much alive. She's a fucking smoke show. No frat members were charged, but some students filed a complaint against Yale, and the school later agreed to make changes to prevent something like this from happening again.
They got Cornsworth.
That's season like 4 or 5. It's a new frat. Or every 4 years he changes. We're graduating. I just want to say I think I'm a better man because of you, Cornsworth. You boys make me very, very proud. He has one gift for him. It's like just a big busload of fat chicks. Cornsworth! He's like, have your fill. And he's like, you better eat up quick because there's no leftovers later. Cornsworth! And he takes like a huge fucking jewel pen. Because they learned something from each other.
Exactly. God, this is a good show.
See, exactly. Cornsworth learned how to let loose a little bit.
Yeah.
And he calls his daughter. I haven't been home in how many years? Sarah, I want to come home. I can't tell if this is any good. At a college in Ohio, a fraternity was banned for performing such an insane ritual that it left one of the pledges permanently disfigured. Gamma Phi Gamma fraternity was hosting a hazing ritual at their house called the Gobbler House. When the pledges arrived, they were immediately blindfolded and brought down to the basement of the home. And at the bottom of the stairs, pledges were instructed to lie down on the floor, which had been flooded with up to 3 inches of water, and told them to act as if they were swimming. Next, they were told to stand up and strip naked and listen to the president of the frat read off a hazing script. All while this is going on, other members rubbed icy hot on the pledges' nipples, back, butts, and genitals. Following that, the pledges were force-fed sliced American cheese and told to the sheep, which was just a ball of stuffing. When they were done, frat members grabbed towels, tied knots at the end, whipping the ritual members. One member, Tyler Lawrence, was whipped in the balls by a towel and immediately fell to the ground in pain. After the ritual ended, Tyler was still complaining of pain in his groin and was taken to the hospital. He was immediately rushed into surgery because the hit from the towel had caused a testicular contusion and needed to be removed. Following the incident, the chapter was put on disciplinary suspension and was later permanently banned. Which I just want to say this. This is one thing that we need to say at least once in the video to make sure. Frats are some of the easiest displays of closeted homosexuals.
Oh, yeah.
What if we just got them hard and they like, we're fucking this thing in front of us? Come out and just say it already, you know? All right, everybody come here, get hard. Let me put icy hot on your cock.
Isn't that just what boys do, though? You just get naked?
That's just what boys do. They get naked and they whoa, and they put icy hot on their buttholes and their hard cocks. And we women that look like men. We women that remind us of our dads, big fat broads. That's awesome. Is that not the case? All right, your punishment is you have to kiss my balls. Get on your knees. You have to kiss my balls. You have to drink my. Whenever they do it too, they're like looking down, like. Oh, okay, I'll drink your. The guy's like. Yeah, we have to find some bearded
so
girl and
gross.
have sex with her. Next time we have sex with some fat broad, we have to put Old Spice Fiji deodorant on her and blindfold and have sex with her. Kind of just sounds like you just want to emulate her being a man. No, I'm just saying we'll put like a wig and like a fake beard on her. We'll have sex with her asshole. What? Can't tell if you're uncomfortable.
No, the imaging is... I'm just imagining it.
It's a fantasy of mine. Hazing has resulted in hundreds of deaths, and many of them related to alcohol. One death at Pennsylvania fraternity even led to the creation of a law aimed preventing future tragedies. In 2017, Timothy Piazza was a sophomore at Penn State, majoring in engineering. Business major. Engineering a business. Excited to be more involved on campus, he rushed with the local Beta Theta Pi chapter. He got a bid offer shortly after. The chapter he joined was infamous for a specific hazing ritual called the Gauntlet. This challenge involved making quick stops at drinking stations, ensuring that every drink was finished to get as drunk as possible. Unfortunately for Timothy, as he was completing the challenge in a drunken state, he lost his footing and tumbled down a flight of basement stairs head first. Fraternity members carried him upstairs to a couch and tried to revive him by pouring liquor on him and slapping in his face. Dude, wake up! Oh,
Bro.
these fucking lightweights, wake up!
Yeah, these fucking pledges, man.
He's like all contorted. He's like wrapped up like a pretzel. Dude, he's fucking... The other guy's like, dude, put some Zaza on his face. I bet that'll wake him up. You know what I'm saying? It's sick. It's like I have a dead body on the fucking floor here. Yo, easy. We want to see those fat. We should have him fuck a fat girl. Yo, bring in the pig. I'm sure that'll wake him up. She'll sniff out a truffle real quick, man. Dude, yes! You're on it tonight, man! Eventually, he would wake up and stumble around, only to fall and hit his head on the ground repeatedly.
Oh
Dude,
my
look
God.
at him! Yo, Bambi. That's his fucking name, too, man. You're gonna fit in, Bambi. You're fucking cool. Oh, there he goes again. Little soldier. Where's your other woodland friends at? Yes! Timothy had suffered a major brain bleed and ruptured spleen from his repeated falls, and sadly, he died from his injuries, because those around him failed to call for help in time. All right, I guess we'll
my
call the cops.
God.
Hello? Dude, even the Huzz and the Zaza's not waking him up. This is, like, fucking serious. I'm bummed. I think he's dead. Following his death, 19 members were charged with hazing, involuntary manslaughter, furnishing alcohol to minors, and tampering with evidence. Or
Is this just not murder? Is that just not murder?
we'll just put him in a closet. Throw him back down the stairs and we'll say that he died then. Put him in his bed. Maybe he died in his sleep. That'll work. You see, that's why you're a fucking engineering for business major degree. I can't wait to own a car wash one day.
Whenever I used to drink, I used to fall down from laughing. I'd laugh so much that I think I'd lose oxygen and black out. Kind of like one of those, you know, those goats that they fall down when they get scared. That was me with drinking.
Yeah. I'll be there.
What was he saying? Let me skip it. It's already been past 6 seconds. Let me skip. Ain't no way. Not again. Don't make me watch it again.
Still looking for a new job?
Just found
Yeah.
out my dad's sister's husband is golfing buddies with the CEO of a great company. So basically,
Right.
Bro,
Your
this
friend was
cameraman.
just a drinking story.
Just me
Yeah,
drinking.
it's just cool. Just let people know. Okay. Timothy's death made national headlines around the country as hazing deaths were becoming a more prevalent issue. So, the Timothy Piazza anti-hazing law was passed to make hazing-related deaths a felony offense.
Fuck, dude.
Okay, like, people fucking ruin this country, man. There's probably some fucking fat broad who made that. So stupid, man. I hate this. Alcohol is probably the most common thing found inside fraternities. It's something that is easily accessible to frats and
And now
deeply
these
ingrained in the
smell
culture. So, let's dive into the world of frat parties. Attending parties is an essential part of the college experience. You gotta fit in, you wanna socialize outside the class, you
I was
gotta
about to
go
get
to
you
parties.
banned by
When
that
going to
picture,
parties,
that last
make sure you
picture.
choose the right
Uh-oh.
one, or else you could cost you an arm and a leg. Or in the case of 22-year-old Karen Huber, the tip of her finger. That isn't nearly as...
That's not, yeah.
While attending a
Yeah,
frat
it's
party
not-
with her boyfriend
not
at the
that
University
bad.
of
It's
Texas,
still a
the president
finger.
of the frat and her
I had a teacher who had 4 fingers on her hand.
Boyfriend got
Like, it
into a
was just
fight after
completely
Karen's boyfriend was caught pouring
flat
beers
there.
on other attendees. Dude, party foul. Karen attempted to step between the two men to break up the fight, and as she did, fraternity president punched her in the face,
Oh
grabbed
my
her hand,
God.
and bit off the tip
Bro,
of her Dude!
Horny foul.
Time out! You can't go fucking werewolf on Karen! Oh, fuck. Babe, are you okay? She's like, blood all. Oh, God! After her wounds were treated, the fraternity president was arrested and was facing 10 years in prison with a $5,000 fine.
in
However,
jail.
the two parties settled for a payment of $440,000 to Karen, and the frat was shut down. People are not the only thing you have to worry about at these parties. College mascots are beloved symbols that represent the school and help boost pride among the student body.
No, it's
However,
hot in
at
there.
UC Santa Cruz, 2 fraternity members carried out a deadly attack on their school's mascot. In 2003,
Why?
the MTV show Fraternity Life was filming an episode on the Delta Omega Chi chapter at UC Santa Cruz. During filming, 2 unnamed fraternity members crept onto the main campus early in the morning and stole the beloved school koi fish, Goldie. The university received the fish as a gift in 1995 and was beloved by all who saw it. So, she went missing. Students were devastated to see their pseudo mascot missing. But the mystery of the missing fish didn't last long, as the 2 members who stole the fish would eventually
They put it in
confess to their
someone's
crimes.
butt.
Like the fish was talking to him. Like something happened. You're like looking at it. It has a soul, dude. We have to give up. According to the confession, they went to the pond with a rake, using it to hit and scoop the fish out.
Damn.
After they had the fish, they took it back to their frat house where MTV was filming a kegger party. They then allegedly threw Goldie on a barbecue grill and ate her.
That's fucked.
Yeah, they're all full and it's like not post-nut clarity. It's like they were like, I was just hungry. I wasn't using my mind. I was fucking hungry, man. Low blood sugar. You know how it is. After hearing the confession, students and staff were outraged by the grotesque death of their beloved fish. And in the end, the 2 frat brothers were charged $650 to replace the fish they killed. That's it? To be fair, that's like a big deal.
It's your mascot.
If it's your mascot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's weird. It's like killing a fucking member of the school. I mean, it's not a human, but still. It's like if it was like a goat. We're the fighting rams or whatever the fuck it is, and you kill that. Isn't that not a...
It'd be one thing if they took it and it died, I guess, but they fucking ate it. I feel like.
I mean, they literally just... I bet you they didn't cut it up. I bet while it was alive, they threw it on the grill. For the fish, it was probably a pretty fucking gruesome death, I'd imagine. The parties that fraternities throw often cause issues for college campuses, but sometimes that
died of
doesn't
alcohol
satisfy the
poisoning.
chaotic nature of certain members. Some members go a little further and pull insane pranks. Fraternity pranks have long walked the line between tradition and
Why are they in
trouble. Often
diapers,
framed as
bruh?
harmless fun or brotherly bonding, these stunts can range
They're
from
in petty
silly to
ways.
sinister, and sometimes they spiral into serious consequences. Devin Nodis was a new pledge for the Pi Kappa Alpha chapter at the University of Southern
All these
Mississippi.
names
For his
sound so
initiation
dumb,
period,
bruh.
he was tasked with a scavenger hunt that took him all over the city of Hattiesburg, including the zoo. And at the zoo, Devin and other pledges were supposed to break into the zoo after hours, take a picture of the Chilean flamingo, and get the hell out of there. But Devin had other plans and wanted to prank his brothers.
Bruh.
At 1 a.m., he broke into the zoo and hopped into the flamingo enclosure.
He
Steal.
looks like what's his? No,
Prank his brothers. At 1 a.m.
he looks like the eyebrows. If the Luigi guy had like thinner eyebrows.
He broke into the zoo and hopped into the flamingo enclosure, stealing one of the birds. He then took it back to the frat, hoping to get some laughs, but instead was scolded and instructed to return the bird immediately. When the zoo reopened, staff counted the flock and noticed that one of the birds was missing, so they began to investigate. A CCTV footage showed a group of pledges, including Devin, inside the zoo, stealing the bird. Which eventually the bird was found around 8:30 a.m. and returned, only to be put down due to its injuries.
Bruh.
Another flamingo also died from presumably attacking Devin during the heist.
Bruh.
So Devin just like kicked
So
the
2
bird.
dead birds.
I think that it was probably attacking him, and then he probably was like, "F off," and punched it. Devin and his fellow pledges were quickly identified from the CCTV footage and charged with trespassing, grand larceny, and 2 counts of animal cruelty. He pleaded guilty to these charges and was sentenced to complete the regimented inmate disciplinary program. In addition to his sentencing, the fraternity chapter he was pledging for was placed on probation due to his actions. Just want to say real quick,
Does that
fuck
even
you,
mean
Devin,
anything?
piece of shit. Yeah, but I'm a business major, majoring in business. I'm gonna start like an animal rescue. I've learned. Full circle for me, Devin. That's called character development for me, Devin. Fraternities were originally founded to represent morals and academics among societals on college campuses. But over the years, the culture has nearly devolved into near complete degeneracy. Dangerous hazing rituals, deadly pranks, and destructive parties are all staples of Greek life and are part of the reason why so many young men decide to join. It's fun! What can I say? It's fun. I've never been, but I mean, I gotta get drunk? Woo! If you ever find yourself walking on a campus near the fraternities, just know that outside of the house might look nice, but inside could be filled with unimaginable horrors. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Yo, who wants to haze the Papa Meat House, man? Me! Business majors only.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye!